Hello again, friends. I'm here on the butte again, and I wasted too much time piddling around the house before coming, and so I'm about 30 minutes behind schedule, at least, probably closer to 45 minutes behind, so we'd best get started here. This discussion will be about meditation and also lucid dreaming in general, keeping a dream journal, and what's related to lucid dreaming, astral projection, astral travel, out of body experiences, where your consciousness is seemingly observing and experiencing things from outside of your physical body. Now, those are learned things. There are steps that you can take and a practice you can engage in to become more skillful at that and gain more confidence over time once you've acquired a certain level of personal experience. And nothing beats experience when it comes to things like this, because discussion doesn't mean much really in comparison. I would like to talk about meditation at first, though. Let's do that. So the type of meditation that I do is I will abstain for at least a couple of hours from eating anything and not drinking a whole lot of water, just a little bit, so that I don't have to go pee during my meditation. No distractions, or trying to eliminate distractions, and not having any food in your stomach helps your energy too, because your body's not burning energy trying to burn those calories you put in your belly. So I sit, and you could just sit in a chair. If you're younger, you could sit cross-legged on the floor. It's important to keep your back straight, so sit and like this, and you could rest your hands on your knees, both of them. Or you could lace your fingers together and sit, or you can place one hand atop the other and sit. It doesn't really matter as long as you can hold one position for at least 30 minutes. Now, you might want to try only 15 minutes at first, and you sit clothed in loose clothing or no clothing at all if you wish, if you're by yourself. And you just sit and you try to calm your mind. You do breaths. You breathe in and breathe out in a steady rhythm. Deep breaths in and out. And it's best to keep your eyes closed, I've found. And when thoughts intrude, it's important to follow your breath and experience the thought as something as if it were someone else's voice, and you're trying to shut your mind off from any distraction. So any thoughts that come in, treat them as something external to yourself. Watch them come. Pay them no mind. Just continue breathing and relaxing more and more. And watch the thoughts go. They will come and the thoughts will go. And you continue this until if you're steady enough, you'll get better at it. The more you practice, the quicker you will achieve this. And what this is a quietness of the mind, where there's a stillness and no more thoughts. It's hard to maintain at first. If you're lucky, you can maintain it for a few seconds. If you've never meditated before, if you've never attempted this. So, why is that important? Why am I teaching you this type of meditation? Because it's been helpful for me. I've found it. I've tried different things. And this meditation is important for learning to astral project. Your mind must be still for things to start happening in that regard. So meditation first. That's what we're learning first. So try that. Do that and continue that every day, at least once a day, and for at least 15 minutes, preferably at least 20 minutes. If you can get up to 30 minutes a day and do some quality meditation where your thoughts you've been able to keep your thoughts at bay. Now, you don't force your thoughts away. You watch them come and you watch them go without forcing them. And when you ignore them, when you ignore those thoughts as if they're not your thoughts, and really they're not, that's for another day. Thoughts don't originate in the brain. Things, our consciousness originates. Every consciousness, and the greatest consciousness, what people call God, the Creator, the One, the universe. I prefer that term because it's very non-religious. I came from a religious background and I didn't have a good experience with that, so I sought a better way later on, and that's why I call it the universe, or the One. Also, I call it the One, capital O, One. The more you practice with that, and with anything, practice makes perfect, right? So you get better at it with practice. If you find that you're getting into meditation much quicker than previously, after a few days of that, then increase your time by 5 minutes. And every day after that, until that amount of time is too easy. And if you continue doing that, adding 5 minutes to your meditation when you find that you're having no trouble quietening your thoughts, quelling your thoughts, reaching a state of no thought, then and you find that you've reached an hour, that's likely to be the sweet spot for most people, I think. If they can meditate very, very well for a solid hour with very little intrusion externally, and thoughts are external, as I said. So yeah, treat any intrusion as an external intrusion. It's not you. It's not originating in you. What is you? Now, as I said in the last video, these physical containers, these vehicles, are not who we are. We are spiritual beings. We're light beings. Everyone is. And so, I'm going to pause for a moment. Okay, an elderly couple who were much older than I, even at least 20 years older, were walking along very leisurely and slowly, as you might imagine. And I wanted to give them an undistracted amount of time to pass by. we were talking about meditation, and yeah, that's the gist of it. So if you can keep your thoughts from intruding, your thoughts in quotes, then you're doing good, doing very well. So so what next? Okay, now we can meditate. And read a good book or two on the subject of lucid dreaming and start with that next. That's the next step in the process that I took, that I chose. And it may be different for you. You might already be able to skip the meditation part. You may already be at that level. If so, then you know nothing about lucid dreaming, then go there. The one book I would recommend, and it's been around for many, many years, it's by an author called Stephen LaBerge. It's called Exploring Lucid Dreaming or something like that. And you'll find a good book on lucid dreaming. And there are many, many. There weren't many when I was first learning it as a young man. But, well, I say a young man. I was in my 30s. I'm in my 60s now. So, yeah, lucid dreaming. Do that. Because lucid dreaming, as I said before, is a good jumping off point. Because what is lucid dreaming? Okay, I should explain that. Lucid as in aware. Aware where? Or where when? When you're dreaming. Where? In your dream. You're awake in your dream. Awake in your dream. What happens when you're awake in your dream? What happens when you suddenly gain lucidity in your dream? If you've become lucid in your dream, pardon me, I ate junk before I left the house. This is why I'm low on energy too. Oh. Lucid in your dream is when everything within your dream suddenly becomes very vivid. The colors there's 100 more colors, 1,000 more colors, an infinite number more colors and dimensions to things than there are in this 3D world, in this 3D consciousness. It's indescribable, really, but when you become lucid in your dream, you are aware in your dream. You know that you're dreaming. So if you are dreaming and you suddenly realize, hey, I think this is a dream, that's a good clue that you could become lucid, fully lucid. You're partially lucid there. When you say, hey, this might be a dream. Is this a dream? You're partially lucid. And then you could become fully lucid if you do something like you hold your hands up and look at them. And you try to pass your hand through an object. If you can pass your hand through an apparently solid object, then you're definitely dreaming, or you're out of body. And if you're lucid in your dream, say to yourself, I am dreaming. I am dreaming. And then find various ways to prove to yourself that you are dreaming. As I said, like doing things that you couldn't. Here's what I do. Usually I will try to levitate. 8 billion people on Earth and cannot levitate, and perhaps only a few hundred or a few thousand of those 8 billion can levitate their physical body. I believe. I've not actually witnessed it. I believe it's possible only, but in lucid dreaming, you can fly just by willing yourself to fly. You just think to yourself, up, and you fly. You fly straight into the air, There's no atmosphere. You can hold your breath forever because there's no breath. There's no air. You're in a conscious body that you created yourself. The body that you appear to be in is very malleable because you created it yourself. That's lucid dreaming. You're aware in your dream. So read that book by Stephen LaBerge, and it will take you no time at all. Maybe 2 weeks to become, at the most, of steady practice. Maybe even a week. Maybe even 3 or 4 days. For me, it was like less than a week. I think I was so into learning how to do it that I was determined, and I kept. In the book, you'll find, I think, things you can say to yourself before you go to sleep to kind of set the stage, as it were, so that you're more likely to become conscious in your dream. And there's a lot of little tricks. I can't remember them, and I just have my own that I use, and I can't even tell you what they are. I just know that I talk to myself before I dream, saying, I'm going to have a lucid dream tonight. And most of the time now when I do that, my consciousness knows to become aware in my dream. Most nights I just want to sleep through. I was much more into it before. So now, lucid dreaming can be used as stepping off point to learning how to actually project your entire energetic consciousness subjectively. I say subjectively because you are the one experiencing it, outside of your own physical body. Your container, your vehicle. You can project your consciousness outside of your vehicle. You can flip around in the air and look right at your own body and realize, and if you've ever done that, then you know with absolute certainty that that's when you realize, and it's not an academic thing anymore, your body is not who you are. You're going, hey, this is very cool. That bioelectric machine down there is not who I am. That biological thing. It's lying there snoring on its own because the brain has automatic, what's it called? There's a word for it, a scientific word for where your brain keeps things going automatically. It keeps your heart beating. It keeps your breathing going without any conscious effort. It is a machine, and it works well. It's a vehicle for us to experience this 3D reality. The earth is physical, but every minuscule bit of this physical reality is composed of a higher form of consciousness. Everything came from God, the universe, the one. Where is the sun? Where is the sun? Doo-doo-doo-doo. Where is the sun? It's all right. Perhaps we should stop there. I need to make some more notes because it's been a while since the last time I projected outside of my body was probably 2 months ago. So I'm still not very skilled at it, but I've done it enough times that I know it's possible that if one were not as lazy as I, they could become very good at it. Cutting in here to say, I'm not necessarily lazy. I'm a good worker, actually. I have a good work ethic, always have. But it's probably more accurate to say I'm distracted. And fly all around this world. You can travel somewhere instantaneously once you know how. You don't have to actually fly there like a damn airplane or a bird, which your mind believes, because of this physical thing here, that it takes time to get there. So you fly and you fly and you fly until your mind tells you that enough time has passed, but that's ridiculous because there is no space, there's no time. You think about where you go and you travel there instantaneously. It doesn't matter if you're traveling to Pluto, you can travel to Alpha Centauri in an instant, blink of an eye. I've traveled to the moon. I wasn't able to stay there long. I popped it right back. But I've never traveled beyond the moon, not that I can recall. I've traveled inside the earth, inside of caves, and I've met creatures other conscious beings outside of my body. Don't be afraid. If you learn how to do that, don't be afraid, because that can be a barrier. That's the biggest barrier to keeping you from learning how to lucid dream and astral project. Astral project, definitely. When you begin to learn how to astral project, you'll want to keep your mind as still as possible, like you do in the meditation. That's why it's important. You keep your mind very still and without thought. You reach that point of no thought. You maintain that for a certain amount of time. If you maintain it for enough minutes, probably, I would say at least 30 minutes. And you might experience this in your meditation. You probably will. If you expect it, now you do, because I've told you. And now your mind knows it's possible, because your mind already does know that. Because your mind is infinite. Your mind is all-knowing, omniscient, it's all-knowing. Omnipresent is everywhere. Omnipotent is all-powerful. We are all a spark of the Creator, the universe. The universe is infinite. Scientists are still debating that, but I know it's infinite. So, yeah, that's where we are. I wanted to show you these necklaces I have and the pendants that are attached. This one I wear for the purpose of meditation. It doesn't go around my neck unless I'm meditating. And that sets an intention for meditation and astral projection. I also wear it for that. In other words, when I'm intending to do something, engage in some sort of paranormal, supernatural thing, I will wear that. And the spirits and my guides, my angels, will know when I put this around my neck that I'm also asking for their guidance. And this one here I wear when I'm at a protest or something, because to me it represents struggle. It's the symbol for it's Mars, yeah, the planet Mars, but Mars was a Roman god, and he was the god of war. So when I'm at a protest, protesting ICE or or Ukraine. I wear it at the Ukraine rallies on Saturdays when we're protesting the war in Ukraine. I'll wear that for such things like that. This one here I wear when I'm studying, or when I'm, if I'm studying Spanish, or if I'm learning things, anything, or I'm teaching anything. That's why I'm wearing it now. And when I'm communing with nature, I also wear it. It's the Egyptian symbol for life. It's called the Ankh. A-N-K-H. It's spelled. I have this book. Did I mention that already? This good yoga book. It was recommended, highly recommended by a friend of mine online who has her own YouTube channel. And she likes this book. There's a larger version of it. This is the more compact version. Very good yoga book. But it's just came recommended. I have my own tarot cards. This is the deck that I'm using. There are dozens and dozens of different tarot decks, probably hundreds, maybe thousands that you could choose from, but this is the one I chose because I'm kind of old-fashioned. Oh, I didn't drink my tea. I'll have a lot of tea to tide me over on the bus ride back home. I brought a notebook with me and has things written in it. I have another journal that I use for lucid dreaming and dreams in general. I write my dreams down. As soon as I wake up very slowly. Don't wake up quickly. Just wake up as slowly as you can and start going over all the details of your dream. Do this also when you come back from a lucid dream, especially. Because if you don't, that dream is not stored in your permanent memory, the permanent memory of your brain. It's still in the astral field. You have to bring it mindfully from the astral to the physical and put it in your physical brain. So you do that by writing all the details down. After you've lain there, don't even turn, don't move an inch. When you're waking up, just continue breathing rhythmically and remember every detail of the dream that you can recall. And then grab your dream journal after you've decided that that's about it. And as you're journaling it, you might remember, you often do, and usually do, I think, usually remember other details that you didn't remember when you were lying there. So, dream journaling. And also you could put it in a separate journal if you want, if you learn how to astral project. But I just put them all in one, and I have an assortment of them, and I keep them in order. So that's another thing, a good practice you could start if you haven't already. All right. Wow. I want to see if you can see the sun. It's an orange ball in the sky now. I'm going to need to leave soon because I got here late and the mosquitoes will be feasting on me in no time. The sun is a conscious being. A very high frequency conscious being. At the 6th level of consciousness. We're at the 3rd, moving into the 4th. The 4th level, as I understand it, is telepathy. And experiencing timelessness. And having an apparent physicality beyond that at will, you know, and being able to manipulate, 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 manipulate your physical environment, you're getting into the fifth density territory there. Don't look up my nose. What are you doing? How dare you? Did I cut myself shaving? I saw something. Okay, what do you think, folks? We'll go into more detail next time. So, until then, I love you because you are me. We are all from the same source. Take care now. We're going into more detail next time. Bye-bye.